Hello guys, welcome to Crack the Logic with KC, part of the Gurukul's CAT 100 Study Room to Boardroom series. In this LRDI series, we will be solving 100 carefully chosen sets for the next 100 days. I am Krishna Chaitanya and get ready to train your brain. So today we'll be solving one more LRDI problem, and before we move on, pause the video, try to solve the problem, and then we'll discuss what is happening in this question. Okay, let's see what is happening. The following bar graph gives the number of students in different classes of a school in 2005 and 2006. So in 2005, 2006 class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4 and class 5. There are only classes from 1 to 5 and students are admitted only in class 1 and do not leave the school until they pass class 5. Students who pass the final exam of a year are promoted to next class for the next year, while students who fail have to be in the same class for the next year. For any of the classes, the pass percentage is always less than 100 but never less than 75. So it is never 100% pass and never less than 75% also, followed with 4 questions. So we need to identify and solve the problem. So let's see how to solve this question. So before we move on, so what can we understand with this bar graph? First, let's try to decode the bar graph and then we'll see how to solve the problem. Given in 2005 and 2006, pass percentage minimum is 75. Maximum is less than 100. So let us check for 2005. What is happening in 2005? That is, in class 1 of 2005, 3/4 of the students passed the exam. Right? Which means if I am having 77 people, 3/4 of 77 passed the exam. And they went for next class in the next year. Now, 3/4 of 77 is 57 point something, which means, and point something will not be happening over here because they are talking about number of students. So minimum of 58 students passed the exam and went for the next class in the next year, right? Which means, can you say maximum of failed students is equal to 19? Because out of 77 students, 58 minimum will go for the next class. So maximum failures will be 19 only. Those 19 students will be in the same class in the next year. Okay. So first let's start with what will happen if 19 people are failing. Okay. So let us draw two things. One is for 2005, one is for 2006. So 2005 something is happening. 2006 something is happening. 19 students failed. That is the case we are talking about. I'm having 77, 65, 58, 79 and 71, and I'm having 56, 61, 67, 55 and 78. Okay. Now, out of 77 students, we are starting the problem assuming 19 students failed. So those 19 students who failed will be in the same class in the next year. Yes or no? If 19 students are in the same class in the next year, how many students will go for the next class? 58 students passed the exam and went for the next class. Okay, if 58 students went for this next class, why are there 61 people? No one is joining in the second class. The 61 people are there because there are some failed students over here. How many are there? 3 failed students are going here and remaining 62 students passed and went for the next class. So out of 67, 62 are coming from this 2005 to 2006 in the next year, which means there are 5 people who failed the exam and stayed in the same class, which means remaining 53 people went for the next class. They passed the exam and went for the next class. But I'm having 55 over here, which means 2 people failed the exam over here, which means remaining 77 should be going for the next class. Okay, these 77 passed and went for the next class. I'm having 78, which means 1 student failed the exam over here. Clear with this? This is when we are having 19 students who failed the exam. Let us see what will happen if I am having 18 students who failed. 2005, 2006. Class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4 and class 5. Okay, so I'm having 77, 65, 58, 79, 71, 56, 61, 67, 55 and 78. Okay, if 18 students failed over here, 18 students failed and stayed here, so how many students passed and went for the next class? Perfect. 59 students will pass and go for the next class. 59 students passed the exam. Out of 61, if 59 passed the exam, which means I am having 2 failed students who are going here, which means 63 will go here, that is pass. Out of 67, 63 are from the previous year, which means remaining 4 members are the failed students over here. Out of 58, 4 are fail. 54 will pass and go for the next class. 1 person failed. So remaining 78 people will pass and go for the next class. If you observe carefully, all the people are coming from here to here, which means there is no failed student over here. But they already mentioned it is always less than 100% is the pass percentage. But here I am having 100% pass percentage. All the 71 students passed the exam. That is never possible. So 18 students failed will never be possible. If 18 is not possible, obviously 17, 16, 15 will never be possible. So the only case will be 19 students are failing in the exam. Let's look at the questions. In 2005, how many students failed in class 3? This is class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4 and class 5. So in class 3, how many failures are there? Perfect. Option C, 5 members failed the exam. Total number of students in the class who failed in the year 2005, that will be equal to 19 students plus 3 students, 5, 2 and 1. Perfect. Total 30 students failed the exam. In the year 2005, which class had the highest percentage, pass percentage? That is happening in the last class only 1 student failed. The number of students who joined in the school in the year 2006 for class 1 is how much? So, if out of 56 students, 19 students failed and stayed here, how many new students joined the classroom? That is perfect. 37 people joined the class. Option C. Clear? Perfect. So we'll end the question over here. Now pause the video, try to solve the problem one more time. And don't forget to comment down how many answers you got correct and also how much time you took to solve this set. See you in the next video, guys. Take care. Hope you enjoyed learning from today's session.
This series is designed to help you with your CAT preparation and practice daily. We are with you in this journey.
To watch the next video, click here. And to watch Gurukul's CAT 100 series, study room to boardroom, the entire playlist, click here.
If you learned from today's session, like, share and subscribe.